It's finally that time of year again, and for Patriots fans, the anticipation is absolutely electric. The regular season is right around the corner, and as we get closer to kickoff, the storylines are stacking up faster than ever. Mike Vrabel has officially announced his captains for the 2025 season, and let's just say, it's a slate that signals a serious culture shift within the team. Not a single captain from last year remains. Every leader from the 2024 squad is gone, and in their place, a fresh group steps forward, ready to define the team's identity under Vrabel's leadership. This isn't just a roster update, it's a statement. Vrabel is stamping his authority on the team, establishing a new hierarchy, and making it crystal clear that this is his era, his system, and his vision for the Patriots moving forward. At the forefront of this new leadership structure is Drake May. The second-year quarterback takes the reins, and while it might raise some eyebrows, after all, he's still relatively young in his career, it makes perfect sense when you consider the role he plays on and off the field. May is not just a passer. He's the pulse of the offense, the player everyone looks to when the game is on the line. His leadership isn't just about calling plays or making throws. It's about command presence, poise under pressure, and the ability to rally his teammates when things get tough. And, of course, he has his reliable safety blanket in Hunter Henry. Henry's presence in the offensive backfield and his ability to execute precise routes makes him the perfect complement to May, and having him recognized as a captain underscores just how pivotal he is to the Patriots' game plan. On the defensive side, the story is equally compelling. Harold Landry steps up as a captain, bringing not only his skill on the field, but also his vocal leadership and experience. Landry has been a key figure in shaping the defensive identity, particularly in the offseason, and his influence is already being felt in practice and team meetings. Alongside him, Robert Spillane, the newly acquired Raider, brings a fresh perspective and energy to the unit. Spillane has been recognized as a player who can lead by example, someone who demands attention through both performance and presence. It's a pairing that promises to set the tone for the defense and establish a backbone that the team can rely on in high-pressure moments. Adding to the defensive leadership, Marcus Jones, the quarterback-turned-defensive standout from Houston, earns a captain's nod, highlighting his evolution into a vocal leader within the team. Jones' journey is particularly inspiring because it shows how dedication, adaptability, and a strong work ethic can elevate a player into a leadership role. He's the kind of captain who not only excels individually, but also brings out the best in those around him. And rounding out the new captain slate is Brendan Schooler, the All-Pro special teams standout, whose recognition demonstrates that leadership isn't confined to offense or defense alone. Schooler's role may be less glamorous in the traditional sense, but his impact on field position and game momentum cannot be overstated, and having him as a captain acknowledges the vital contributions of special teams to the Patriots' overall strategy. The first game of the season against the Raiders brings its own layer of intrigue, particularly when you consider Mike Vrabel's choice of game captain. Kayvon Chasen earns the honor, and his journey to this point is noteworthy. Chasen has climbed the depth chart and proven himself in practice, ultimately leapfrogging Keion White for a starting opportunity. This decision is one to watch closely, as it could influence how the defense performs against a Raiders offense that will be eager to test the Patriots in every facet of the game. Vrabel's decisions here aren't just tactical. They send a message about trust, preparation, and the way the team values hard work and performance in earning leadership roles. While the captain announcements are a major headline, the availability of Christian Gonzalez adds another layer of tension leading into Week 1. Gonzalez has been nursing a right leg hamstring injury for over a month, and he is yet to practice as the season opener looms. The concern is real. Missing practice after an extended recovery period often complicates matters for star players, and the coaching staff is understandably cautious. Vrabel's comments have been carefully measured, reflecting the balance between optimism for Gonzalez's return and the practical realities of injury management. He wants to be out there, Vrabel noted, emphasizing the player's commitment, but he also acknowledged the need for patience and proper rehab. This is a critical situation because Gonzalez isn't just another defensive back. He's a game changer, a player capable of altering the course of a matchup through coverage skills, playmaking, and the kind of instinctual football that few players possess. The discussion around Gonzalez also highlights an important principle in modern NFL management. Rushing a key player back too soon can have long-term repercussions. While fans and analysts might be eager to see him in Week 1, the smarter approach is to ensure he's fully ready. There's talk that a return in Week 3 might be the optimal scenario, giving Gonzalez time to heal completely and avoid the risk of aggravating the injury later in the season. The Patriots are clearly prioritizing the long game, understanding that one player, even a star, is most valuable when he can contribute at his peak across an entire season. Turning attention to the Raiders, the narrative gets even more layered with Josh McDaniels returning to Foxborough. McDaniels, formerly the head coach of the Raiders, will be facing his old team, and naturally, there's plenty of speculation about motivation and strategy. While professionalism dictates that McDaniels will approach the game with a clear focus on winning, the story of his firing, famously occurring on Halloween while he was trick-or-treating with his kids, adds a subtle emotional edge to the matchup. There's a psychological element here, even if it's understated. McDaniels knows the Patriots systems, their tendencies, and how the team operates under Vrabel, and that insider knowledge could manifest in creative play calling or situational advantages. It's a subplot that fans and analysts alike will be monitoring closely, as these kinds of narratives often play out in surprising ways on game day. Looking back at McDaniels' history with the Patriots, his previous offense achieved remarkable results with a rookie quarterback and a relatively modest group of skill players. Players like Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar, and Jacoby Myers thrived under his system, putting up nearly 28 points per game and ranking 6th in the league. Fast forward to the present, and the personnel mix has changed dramatically. Drake may replace his M. Jones at quarterback, Stephon Diggs, and Pop Douglas are part of the receiving core, and Hunter Henry remains a key weapon. Add Austin Hooper, and the offensive depth and talent level has increased substantially. The running back room is also upgraded, with Stevenson, Antonio Gibson, and second-round pick Trayvon Henderson forming a dynamic backfield that can pressure defenses in multiple ways. If there's a revenge storyline for McDaniels, the stage is set perfectly, and the potential for an electrifying matchup is undeniable. As we edge closer to kickoff, the anticipation around the Patriots' season opener against the Raiders continues to build, and the focus naturally turns to the matchups that could define the game. One of the most compelling storylines revolves around the defensive backfield, particularly with Christian Gonzalez's uncertain status. Gonzalez has been sidelined with a right leg hamstring injury for over a month, and while the team has been cautiously optimistic, he is yet to participate in practice. His absence looms large because he isn't just any player, he's a defensive game-changer. Gonzalez has the ability to alter the trajectory of a game through his coverage skills, anticipation, and playmaking instincts. Without him, the Patriots secondary has to adapt and find ways to compensate, which could create opportunities for young or less experienced players to step up and make a statement in front of the coaching staff and fans. The depth chart adjustments that may result from Gonzalez's absence are intriguing. Marcus Jones, who has been recognized as a vocal leader and captain, is expected to play a pivotal role in covering the Raiders' top receiving threats. Jones' versatility as a defensive back, who can also contribute to special teams, makes him a key asset in a situation where Gonzalez might be sidelined. Meanwhile, Brendan Schooler, the all-pro special teams ace, will likely see increased responsibilities in certain defensive packages, potentially giving the Patriots the flexibility to maintain aggressive coverage schemes without overexposing any single player. The dynamic between established leaders like Harold Landry and Robert Spillane and emerging contributors stepping into bigger roles will be critical in setting the tone for the Patriots' defensive approach early in the season. On the offensive side, the narrative revolves heavily around Drake, May's continued development, and his connection with Hunter Henry and the receiving core. May has already shown flashes of brilliance in his young career, and the coaching staff is clearly invested in his progression as both a passer and a field general. The chemistry with Henry is particularly vital because Henry provides a reliable option in high-pressure situations, acting almost as an extension of May's decision-making process. Beyond Henry, The receiving group, featuring Stephon Diggs, Pop Douglas, Kahan Booty, and Austin Hooper, presents a multifaceted challenge for any defense. Diggs, in particular, has the ability to stretch the field and force defenses to make difficult choices, creating space underneath for other receivers or for the running backs to exploit. The combination of a young, confident quarterback, a reliable tight end, and a deep, talented receiving core forms the backbone of an offense that can challenge the Raiders at multiple levels. The running back room deserves just as much attention. Stevenson, Antonio Gibson, and second-round pick Trayvon Henderson provide a blend of speed, power, and versatility that allows the Patriots to attack defenses in diverse ways. Whether it's inside power runs, stretch plays to the outside, or creative options that involve misdirection and play action, this backfield has the potential to control the tempo of the game. How the offensive line performs in tandem with these runners will also be a key factor. Protection schemes for May and blocking responsibilities for the run game must be executed at a high level to maximize the talents of the skill players and avoid giving the Raiders opportunities to exploit mismatches or breakdowns in assignments. Returning to the defensive side, the leadership structure established through the captain selections will be tested immediately. Landry and Spillane, both new to captaincy under Vrabel, will need to assert themselves not just through performance, but by rallying the unit and maintaining discipline. Marcus Jones' vocal leadership will be critical in communicating adjustments in real time, particularly against a Raiders offense that is capable of creating chaos through misdirection, tempo changes, and creative personnel groupings. Defensive coordinator Terrell Williams' scheming will also be a point of interest. His ability to maximize the strengths of his leaders while concealing vulnerabilities in the secondary or pass rush could dictate the outcome of the game. This is where coaching, preparation, and on-field intelligence converge, and the Patriots' defensive identity will be under a microscope from the opening whistle. Off the field, the psychological element cannot be overlooked. Josh McDaniels' return to Foxborough adds layers of subtext to the matchup. Fired on Halloween while trick-or-treating with his children, McDaniels will face his old team in a setting loaded with familiarity and historical context. While he is a professional and will undoubtedly approach the game with a focus on winning, the subtle motivations and competitive instincts that come from facing former colleagues and players can sometimes influence decision-making in small but impactful ways. Whether it's pulling an unexpected play out of the playbook, taking calculated risks, or motivating his Raiders team with a narrative of redemption, McDaniels' presence adds a dimension that goes beyond the X's and O's on the field. Speaking of X factors, every game has them, and for the Patriots, identifying who might emerge as the difference maker will be fascinating. With a mix of established stars, emerging leaders, and new acquisitions, the potential candidates are numerous. The offensive line could step up in unexpected ways, giving May the protection he needs to execute deep shots downfield. A running back could break out with a decisive, game-altering run. On defense, an overlooked contributor like a linebacker or cornerback could force turnovers that swing momentum. Even special teams, often underestimated, can influence field position and scoring opportunities in subtle but game-changing ways. Vrabel's ability to utilize these elements effectively will be a defining factor in the early stages of the season. The narrative around Kyle Dugger adds yet another intriguing layer. Dugger's presence on the roster, despite widespread expectations that Jabril Peppers would remain, speaks volumes about adaptability, professionalism, and team-first mentality. Dugger has transitioned from starting safety to a role that may involve special teams, scout team responsibilities, or situational defensive packages. His approach has been measured and focused, emphasizing flexibility and contribution wherever needed. This mindset exemplifies the culture Vrabel is cultivating. Players willing to embrace roles for the collective good, adapt to changing circumstances, and maintain focus on executing at a high level. Dugger's trajectory over the next few weeks could also offer a blueprint for how other veterans and younger players navigate the dynamic nature of the NFL season. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers have been circulating throughout the NFL community in recent days, and the latest buzz involves the New England Patriots and their latest maneuver to fortify one of the most scrutinized areas of any football team, the offensive line. Reports suggest that the Patriots have set their sights on Tevin Jenkins, a versatile and powerful lineman whose presence has been rumored to bring a transformational edge to New England's front. Jenkins, who has showcased remarkable adaptability in both pass protection and run blocking, is whispered to possess an almost uncanny ability to anticipate defensive schemes, creating an almost impenetrable wall in front of the quarterback. Sources close to the team hint that his acquisition could mark a subtle but significant shift in how the Patriots approach both short-yardage situations and complex passing formations, potentially altering the balance of power in the AFC East. Insiders have been suggesting that this move may be part of a broader strategy by the Patriots front office, which has been quietly restructuring personnel and evaluating talent capable of immediately impacting the team's offensive efficiency. Analysts are speculating that Jenkins' arrival could alleviate pressure on the quarterback, offering a sense of security that allows for more aggressive play calling and complex offensive schemes that were previously considered risky without a reliable line in front. The excitement surrounding Jenkins' potential signing is not merely about his individual skills, but about the ripple effect his presence could generate across the Patriots' entire offensive system. Rumor mills indicate that coaches have been envisioning scenarios in which Jenkins functions as the keystone of an offensive line that is not only resilient against the pass rush, but also dynamic in creating running lanes for the backfield. Teammates are reportedly buzzing with anticipation, imagining the possibilities of operating behind a line that could neutralize some of the league's most formidable defensive ends and blitz packages. There are murmurs that the Patriots' offensive coordinator has been redesigning specific play sequences in secret, almost as if anticipating Jenkins' integration into the lineup. Industry insiders suggest that if Jenkins performs as predicted in training sessions and preseason scrimmages, he could quickly establish himself as an indispensable figure within the team, one whose mere presence might alter the defensive strategy of opponents week after week. The speculation extends further, with some commentators suggesting that this addition could indirectly boost the performance of skill players, as the quarterback would have more time to locate open targets, and running backs could exploit the gaps created by a fortified line. Even rival teams, it is rumored, are keeping a discreet eye on the Patriots' practice sessions, curious to see if Jenkins can live up to the lofty expectations being whispered across locker rooms. Rumors suggest that the strategic value of Jenkins' potential signing extends beyond immediate gameplay and into the long-term trajectory of the Patriots roster. NFL insiders have been quietly theorizing that this move may represent a larger philosophy shift under the team's leadership, a subtle yet deliberate investment in building sustainable offensive dominance. Jenkins, known for his intelligence on the field and his disciplined technique, is allegedly seen as a player who could mentor younger linemen, elevating the overall cohesion and competence of the unit. The speculative chatter implies that the Patriots may be seeking not just a temporary boost, but a structural change in the way their offensive line is perceived across the league. Some sources even hint that his arrival could influence draft strategies in future seasons, as the coaching staff might prioritize complementary linemen who can maximize the impact of Jenkins' skill set. Analysts have been quietly debating whether this addition could catalyze a chain reaction, improving offensive efficiency, reducing quarterback pressures, and enhancing time of possession metrics in ways that quietly shift the Patriots from a team with sporadic offensive success to one with consistent, formidable presence. The murmurs of optimism suggest that if Jenkins integrates smoothly, the Patriots' offensive line could evolve into a unit that draws envy across the league, redefining expectations for what a balanced, resilient, and intimidating line can accomplish week in and week out. Speculative sources indicate that Jenkins' rumored presence in New England could also impact the mental and strategic dimensions of the Patriots' offensive approach, influencing not only physical gameplay, but also psychological readiness and tactical confidence. Coaches, it is whispered, are envisaging scenarios where the quarterback, knowing that Jenkins and his fellow linemen provide near-impenetrable protection, could operate with expanded decision-making freedom, allowing for audacious passing sequences and unexpected tactical shifts. Rumors in coaching circles hint at the possibility of integrating more intricate pre-snap adjustments, leveraging Jenkins' situational awareness and technical precision to execute plays that previously carried unacceptable risk. The chatter extends to rival teams, where there is quiet speculation about how defensive coordinators might adapt when faced with a line that includes Jenkins, a player whose versatility can disrupt conventional rush schemes and force defenders to reconsider traditional attack patterns. Insider whispers suggest that the Patriots' offense could become more unpredictable, a quality that historically has led to increased efficiency and scoring opportunities, and that Jenkins might serve as the anchor of this newfound unpredictability. Enthusiasts in fan forums and social media spaces have already begun imagining highlight reels featuring Jenkins' dominance, fueling the anticipation of a season in which the Patriots line becomes a defining feature rather than a vulnerability. If the rumors prove true, the Patriots' strategic posture in the AFC could subtly shift, creating a psychological edge over opponents that is as important as any physical advantage on the field. Finally, murmurs surrounding Jenkins hint at potential long-term cultural and identity shifts within the Patriots organization, suggesting that his integration could go beyond performance metrics to influence team dynamics, locker room morale, and even public perception. Sources close to the team imply that his work ethic, professionalism, and leadership qualities might set a tone for younger players, establishing a culture of accountability and technical excellence across the offensive line and potentially the broader roster. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.